Before I get into my worst of, I'm going to get into what I call the biggest letdowns of this year for me. So movies that didn't necessarily make my worst of list, but they're more because I kind of had better expectations. I was a little let down by that. So first movie I'm talking about is going to be The Smashing Machine, which, yes, I admire it on a technical level. I think Betty Safdie is a great filmmaker. However, this movie doesn't do anything that the John Hyams documentary doesn't do 100 times better. And at this point, the movie just feels like it's just a shot-for-shot remake of a documentary without half of the, I think, emotional resonance. Dwayne Johnson, he is very good in the role. The only thing I think is, the voice doesn't sound a thing like Mark Kerr, which he was like very much trying to capture.
Oh, sorry.
And so much of the movie, it just felt very navel-gazingly, where you have so many of these like very long and quiet moments between Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt, where we're supposed to feel the emotion brewing between the two of them, but it just kind of felt like, all right, we're just stuck in the room with them. It's stuck in a room with the most toxic couple you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking forward to this. Like I said, fan of the Safdies and their work, where they did Uncut Gems, Good Time, and they split off. We saw other brothers, the Coen brothers. They also split off because you saw Ethan Coen do Honey Don't, which I didn't like, and then you had Benny Safdie who did this movie, which I was like, yeah, it's fine, it's all right.
Because it's the Safdies, I think I had higher expectations. And because I know the story of Mark Kerr so well, because I'm a huge fan of mixed martial arts, especially that era of Pride when he was active, because you had so many great guys like Mark Coleman, like Igor Verchenchin, where the sport that we know of mixed martial arts today, a lot of that was founded during that era.
Right. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Anything you want to say about this movie, Neal, before we move on?
No, not really. I never saw it, but it's disappointing to hear, though.
Gotcha. Okay. What's next up for you there, Nick?
Okay, next up on my biggest letdowns is going to be Celine Song's sophomore feature with Materialist, which I'm just kind of baffled by the way that this movie is put together and what this movie is trying to say. Because when I saw this and seeing that it's Celine Song's, she's like trying to talk about, the state of modern dating and how we as people try to build up this image of the perfect person in our heads, which anyone who's been in a decent relationship for any kind of time, that doesn't exist. You have to build that with another person. And all of the characters in here, especially Dakota Johnson, I don't know if we're supposed to like her, because everything she says makes her just seem like the most vapid, shallow, selfish character that I have ever seen recorded on film that we're supposed to root for. And then there's a turn that this movie takes in its third act, which my jaw was just agape. Which it's a plot involving the assault of a character, but we don't follow that character at all. It's all about how Dakota Johnson feels about it, which is just baffling to me.
Yeah. With this movie, huge letdown for me as well. I was really looking forward to this movie because I was a huge fan of Past Lives. Past Lives was one of my favorite movies of the year when it came out. And even though the trailers for Materials look kind of weak, I was like, well, I still believe in Celine Song.
She's cooking something.
And then actually watching it, I was like, oh, I guess he wasn't really cooking nothing. I guess nothing was happening in the kitchen.
To me, this just sounds like a recipe that needed to be like more thought out than it was. Like, I'll give her a chance for her third film because I also love Past Lives, but this just sounds like a movie that kind of got lost in its production.
And that's how I kind of feel about this as well. It feels like it's a movie that wanted to juggle so many different things about the state of dating and relationships that it kind of ends up just saying nothing about anything.
Yeah. What's your next movie?
All right, the next one is, the first time in a franchise that I've loved since I was a teenager, and the first time that I really had to say, yeah, my goat might be washed, and it's Captain America: Brave New World. It's like, yep, as disappointing as this movie doesn't even really begin to cover it, especially with how well I think the MCU built up Sam Wilson as Captain America and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, how great that show is. The idea of getting to see more of him, seeing more of him interacting with Carl Lumley, that sounds great on paper, but then the plot, it feels like it was leftovers from an Incredible Hulk sequel that just doesn't really mesh together. And this is like supposed to be our new Captain America. Why does he feel like the side character in his own movie where he is the title character?
Yeah. The biggest crime this movie commits is totally wasting the potential to develop Sam Wilson as an interesting Captain America. Because like you said, the plot of the movie is just retread from the Incredible Hulk as opposed to like actually developing Sam Wilson as a character. And this movie has plenty of problems, but the biggest offense I had is that you have a golden goose to develop Sam Wilson as a character, and you just totally just miss the layup.
Yeah, this was disappointing, and I didn't like Kevin Feige's comments about this movie and about Anthony Mackie in it and why it failed there, and him kind of going like, "Well, I guess people just wanted Chris Evans," instead of blaming the sloppy reshoots, the sloppy writing.
And what was the first bit of footage that we got from Avengers: Doomsday? It was, "Hey, the white boy's coming back."
Yeah. So you got that. So that was kind of disappointing there. And I think even people who didn't even like the movie still went, well, I think Anthony Mackie's still the best part of it. And he still carried most of it there with that. But yeah. But did you were you here for the review for Thunderbolts? Did you like Thunderbolts?
I was. I loved Thunderbolts. Yeah. I was like a little bit let down and kind of dejected at the start of the year, but with Thunderbolts and with Fantastic Four, I liked both of those movies, and I want to see more of Marvel get back to that.
Yeah,
get back to that like filmmaker focused style of filmmaking instead of whatever the Russos are doing now.
Yeah. All right. So what you got next, man?
All right. The last of my letdown is the return of one of the pioneers of the modern day action genre with Gareth Evans, and that's his film Havoc, starring Tom Hardy. This, for a guy who essentially pioneered modern day action films, this feels like the most boilerplate generic action film I've seen. Even the elements where I think Evans is at his strongest, because I've loved his work on The Raid 2. I love his show Gangs of London, which both seasons that are available on either Netflix or AMC Plus. Check that out if you haven't had the chance to. The gritty crime drama, it feels like something is just missing in this to like make it fully cohesive, because the movie is fairly short. It's like an hour 40 some minutes, but it feels like it's slogging for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, I tried to watch this movie a couple times. I had to cut it off. I was just like, hold on. Let me cut it to like, I don't know what it was about it. Like, let me come back to it. I don't know what the fuck is going on here.
And it's disappointing because Gareth Evans is one of those guys alongside David Leitch and Chad Stahelski that ushered in this modern age of the action films.
Boy, I guess this just shows how uninteresting this movie was. Because like, if you had told me the guy that made The Raid made a movie, I would have like jumped on it instantly. But
the thing was that this movie was announced like almost like I think 8 years ago, and they shot it like way back in 2019, but it was shelved because delays, because of COVID, because of SAG-AFTRA, and it just got its theatrical release or Netflix release this year.
Yeah.
And it shows.
Yeah. So that was your dishonorable mentions there. Yeah. Now you're gonna move on to your list, worst of.
Yes, so to my actual worst of list. So this is in no particular order besides my bottom three. So first up on the chopping block of my nasty nine, as I call it, is I Know What You Did Last Summer. A just pale, unwanted, flabby, sloppy requel to a franchise that itself is pale, sloppy imitation of Scream, very much like the original one was. But whereas at least that movie had some sense of camp and you could enjoy it on that level, this movie is just flat, it's boring, its kills are uninteresting, and every character just sucks. It's like they aren't even bad characters in the fun way. They're just awful, boring, and bland, generically hot people.
Boy, where can I see this movie? You're selling me on this.
This, I think it's on Netflix now, which this one was disappointing because this was directed by Jennifer Caton Robinson, whose last movie, Do Revenge, was with Camila Mendes and Maya Hawke, which I quite liked that one a lot. And it made me interested in what she was going to do next, because that was very much a send-up of like the 90s teen comedy. And seeing her do a slasher, I would have been excited for that until I saw the movie.
Right.
Yeah, this wasn't very good. Poor Tyreek Weathers, man. He had this and him. Oh man. I think he's good. I think he's
good in the movie. And if there is like any kind of fun performance, it might be him. But this movie commits the sin of having horror characters act completely opposite to like any kind of good survival instincts.
Yeah. I mean,
that motherfucker had the killer dead to rights twice and walked away.
Yeah. Oh boy.
If he was famous a few years ago, he could have been the biracial guy in Scream instead of the biracial guy in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
No, he would have been in a good slasher movie, so that's too bad.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I Know What You Did Last Summer. Did it make enough money to get a sequel or no?
Fuck no.
Oh, okay. No, it says this did. So I don't know. The budget on this says 18 million. Box office 64.
Oh.
So it might be decent enough to get another sequel. I don't know. But yeah, what's up next for you, Nick?
Okay, next up is I think like the latest of the live action remakes of animated classics, and this is the one. There were worse movies that were like given the live action remake treatment, but this one was just so bland and so missing any of what made the original charming, and that's Lilo and Stitch. This is the one that pissed me off.
Really?
Yeah, this is the one that it like took away so much of the charm of what made the original Lilo and Stitch great. Which, if you're going to like make a remake and you're going to just retread old ground, if you're going to give us something familiar, do something new or interesting with it, which I knew I was asking for too much because it's Disney. And they're going to shit out the same shit that you paid for, and you're going to love it. And you're going to give it $1 billion because we're all sheeple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think I forgot what I gave this. I maybe should have gave it a lower score in retrospect. You know what I mean? I think I gave it like a low stream it. Probably just should have gave it a waste of fucking film. Like most of these live action Disney remakes are. And I said that me and Neal,
Ohana means family, and family means dumping your kid's sister with the neighbor so you can go to college.
Yeah, completely
that's the ending.
Missing the point of the animated movie, and we're going to get a sequel because this made $1 billion. So we are.
Of course, it did.
A sequel to this. But yeah, I was telling Neal, like when we talk about the Moana live action movie, it's like I might as well not even do Moana live action because I could just take the Lilo and Stitch review and just edit out Lilo and Stitch and put in Moana because it's going to be the same shit I'm going to say about it. Those kind of points.
Oh, exactly.
No, I mean, I believe you that this movie is not very good. It's just that Mulan broke me with these Disney live action movies, so I just I can't get mad just because it's like Mulan was the one that broke me.
So a quick segue. So at the time Mulan came out, I was living in Japan overseas at the time, and my girlfriend at the time, she had wanted to watch it with me, and I had to watch it like the night before because I had to, come onto this show and review it. So she fell asleep when I was watching it, so I was forced to watch this movie twice.
Oh boy!
And I'm one of the suckers who got conned into paying $30.
How long did it let you keep it? How long did it let you keep it for?
It let you keep it until it like dropped on Disney Plus for free. It was like you could watch it for the whole like duration, the whole like pay-per-view exclusive window.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Damn. Got you for that $30.
It was the fucking mouse, bud.
All right. What else you got?
All right. So my next one is the return of everybody's favorite female comic, Amy Schumer, with Kinda Pregnant. It's like the whole premise of this movie is just so baffling. And okay, why would anybody like or trust or want to be your friend ever again after you pull some shit like this? And we're supposed to like her at the end of it because it's Amy Schumer and she's not conventionally attractive and she falls down a lot.
Man.
It's like, man, fuck this movie. Fuck her. She sucks.
Did she burn all her goodwill from Trainwreck? Is that all gone?
Dude, she burnt down all that goodwill from what was that other one she did? Fucking I Feel Pretty.
Oh, was that the movie with Goldie Hawn, or is that another one?
No,
I'm thinking about
that was a different one. That was the one with like Emily Ratajkowski, where
okay. Yeah, I mean, she kind of fell off hard. I mean, I haven't seen her like in a big mainstream movie. I mean, a lot of her movies now seem like it's just streaming, like Netflix or Prime or something like that.
Where she belongs, back to the slot pile, you hack.
Yeah. Well, it deserves, it leaves a space for a new big female comic like the woman from the Beef. What's her name?
Margaret Cho?
No, not Margaret.
Alan Wong.
Alan Wong. Give her a chance. Bring her up. Call her up from the.
Give her a shot. Give her a chance. She has talent, unlike
Ali Wong. Yeah, I mean, Ali Wong is like genuinely hilarious and stuff like Always Be My Maybe and stuff like that. So I agree with that completely.
Yeah, give Asian.
She actually has talent. Like see Beef.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Kind of pregnant there. What's on Netflix or something? Netflix.
Yeah, that's where all of the hack comedian slop goes nowadays.
Why do you think Joe Rogan has special on that platform?
All right. What else you got, man?
Okay. Next up is the aforementioned Another Simple Favor, Paul Feig returning with Blake Lively and Anna Kendrick. And this movie, I was kind of mad when I watched this movie because it struggles to justify its own existence in that, there is no sane reason why anybody would say yes to the demands that Blake Lively's character makes in this. And then it goes into like the main plot. And whereas the twists in the first movie, I feel like they enhanced your viewing of it. The second one just exists for the twist, which is just very hacky and hokey. And it pretty much only makes it for like a one-time viewing. It doesn't add anything to like a potential rewatch. And the movie's just boring, dull, and it drags way too long on bits that just aren't funny.
Yeah. So this was based on a book, right? Another Simple Favor.
The first one was. I think the sequel wasn't.
Okay, so it's just only one book with this thing. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, only one book, and every interesting thing that this movie could have done because they, continued that thread of Anna Kendrick's character being like a true crime podcaster, and they have a subplot in here where she was potentially wrong on one of her cases and it got somebody killed, and they just throw that out immediately.
Oh yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, that could have been something interesting. And no, we can't have any. No, this is a Paul Feig slot comedy. We can't have nice things here.
It's too bad.
Okay. I don't know. Is another simple favor coming, or a simple again favor?
Christ,
Can I ask you one more time for a favor?
This is gonna make me start drinking again.
Do me a solid.
Help a
That's the
brother
black
out.
version on Tubi. Do me a solid. Tubi version.
Okay. So my last 4 on my list. These are the movies that were truly god awful. Truly did get a rise out of me. And the next one on my list is going to be Wolfman, which, as a huge fan of Lee Wanell and what he did with Upgrade and with the Invisible Man, this one was, I think, the biggest disappointment of the year for me, and one that I really just forced me to look at Blumhouse's whole model, and it was like, okay, yeah, this doing like the low budget approach with the Universal monsters, yeah, on paper that could work. Until I saw this movie, and with Wolfman, so much of that is in the transformation that's something you really can't do on the cheap. And it doesn't help that the movie, I feel like it's just such a slog to get through. It spends so much time just on this nothing burger of a chase, and the moments with the wolf POV where you see the transformation from Christopher Abbott's perspective, those are cool, but you can't make a movie on just cool moments in isolation.
Hey, how's it going there, Lucky Dog? Thank you, Lucky Dog. Thank you for the cheers, man.
And as somebody who had huge hopes for Lee Wanell in his feature directing career, this one was a big disappointment for me.
Yeah, same. What about you, Neal?
Yeah, I never saw this movie, but it just looked really dull and uninteresting, which is just really disappointing because I quite enjoyed the Invisible Man story, but yeah, this doesn't seem like it just hit the mark. It didn't hit the mark, unfortunately. It sounds like.
Yeah. I was disappointed too, coming off Invisible Man. I was like, man, I'm excited to see this movie, see what he does with Wolfman, and then it's like, yeah, this was really disappointing. And then they try to really hammer home the message of the movie of generational trauma and scars.
Generational trauma.
Like he even explains it to his little, literally spells it out for his little kid, just in case people didn't get it. Like, here's what the movie's about.
Wait, you don't get it, guys. You can't make a horror film if it's not about generational trauma in this day and age.
I'm sorry. There's that dead horse. You want to keep going? No, go over there and beat it, Christopher Abbott, real quick, in case we don't get it.
Yeah, but we got a werewolf coming up from Robert Eggers, so maybe that'll cure it. Maybe
werewolf.
Yes, give me that werewolf movie immediately.
Give me that freaky ass werewolf movie.
Yes.
What else you got there, Nick?
Okay, next up is another horror movie from producer Jordan Peele, which I feel like people are very misconstruing with this film, and that's Him. This is a movie that. This is another case of the trailer was so much better than the movie, where you had this, potentially very interesting concept of a horror movie set in the world of professional sports with how, fame and celebrity and how that can be very toxic, how, the NFL is. And ultimately you have a movie that feels like this was written by Ryan Murphy, and that this is going purely for shock and awe and just doesn't care about making any sense. It's only here for the visuals, which I will admit are impressive at times. And this movie does have a saving grace of Marlon Wayans' kind of insane, batshit crazy performance that I think he is a highlight of this movie. But where this movie went, I ultimately have no idea what this movie was trying to say, which I feel like is the most frustrating thing, because there was so much ground that this movie could have covered.
Yeah, the biggest problem with this movie for me is just that it put every idea it ever had on the page and on the screen, and was in dire need of it.
Nobody decided to I don't know, proofread, spell check, maybe cut some stuff down.
there is a great movie in this one.
Mhm.
It just is in dire need of an editor and like a focus.
Mm. Yeah, I was disappointed with this movie. Like I said, hype trailer. I was like, oh, okay, there's a hype trailer there. But then watching the movie, it just feels like a bunch of shots that are just filmed for the trailer. It's like, oh, this will look
Mhm.
cool in the trailer there. And then the script of this movie was a part of what they call it, like the blacklist
Yeah,
or
which
you know,
that which I feel like that blacklist, which is like this annual list of like the most the favorite unproduced scripts in Hollywood. I feel like that title is like losing a lot of its luster because some bad films have come from like that blacklist.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, the last person to touch the movie was the director, who also is credited as the third writer. So I don't know. Maybe he saw it and he fucked it up or something. I don't know. Like he was the last person.
I
To touch
don't
it,
know.
so.
I haven't seen anything else of Justin Tipping's work, so I don't know if this was like a him problem. I don't know where this movie went wrong,
Yeah.
but probably the biggest moment it went wrong was when Jordan Peele bought it because damn, talk
Yeah.
about hurting Monkey Paws brand.
Yeah, he missed out on weapons for this.
Oh boy.
Shit, I would have fired my agent too.
Yeah. All right. What else you got, man?
Okay, next one is somehow the shortest movie on this list, but somehow manages to feel like it's 2.5 hours long. And that's Love Hurts, starring Ke Kwan, which this is one that I was looking so forward to because who doesn't love Ke Kwan, seeing his comeback story, him come off an Oscar win, getting to, make an action film in the vein of something like John Wick. And you get Love Hurts, which just feels very cheap, very lazy. The script, it feels like it has no like bearing in any kind of sense of like reality, elevated or otherwise. This whole relationship that they try to set him up in with Ariana DeBose, they have no chemistry. It's like you have two Oscar winners and you are just giving me nothing with this relationship. And the action set pieces are cool looking, but I can just watch those on YouTube.
Yeah. What about you, Neil? Did you see this movie, Love Hurts?
I did not see it. It did not look good to me. But
Yeah.
if nothing else, I do like seeing Marshawn Lynch because he is very funny. He's a very funny guy, and I liked him in Bottom. So maybe you should see that movie instead of Love Hurts.
This was a step backwards.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean the Quanaissance, people rooted for Ke Kwan. He had one of the best stories at the Oscars when he won, him and Brendan Fraser, and people were happy to see him. And I was like, oh, okay, and I was like, I won't see him in a new movie, Love Hurts, and I was hurting watching it. What I mean?
Yeah, it was like that title is very apt.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
How long did it take you guys to come up with that pun?
Hey, it took me just now, man. I'm the first one to ever come up.
2 seconds after I left the theater.
Right.
And the action is good, I guess. I mean, that's fine, I guess. But like you say, you can just watch a compilation on YouTube or something.
All right,
yeah.
and now back to the bottom two. And these are truly the worst of the worst. So first up is The Strangers Chapter 2. We get the, unasked for, plotting, boring, nobody asked for sequel to a nobody asked for requel of The Strangers, which how you managed to make this movie, how you managed to make a worse film than The Strangers Chapter 1, that just needs to be studied in film schools for like what not to do. From a guy like Rennie Harlan, who I think is like a very well-respected director, at least in some genre circles. I would not know that if this is the first thing I'd seen. And I'll give credit where it's due. Madeline Petch, she's like one of the few actors from Riverdale who I felt understood the kind of campy tone that was going for. And here she is trying, which is more than I can say for everybody else in this movie.
Yeah. This was terrible. Outright there.
I try to find something positive to say about every single movie that I've covered on this show. Just something. I got nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up seeing chapter 1 of this because I'm a big fan of the original Strangers movie, and chapter 1 just left me very like kind of bored and just like, what is the point of this? Like, it's not. I didn't actively hate it, but at the same time, I was just like, I could just watch the original Stranger and just have a much better time.
Even Strangers Pray at Night, which I think is a much weaker film, that's at least fun.
Right.
Yeah, at least got Christina Hendricks in it and everything like that. And at least it's the people taking more of an offensive approach against the people.
Yeah, the first one was paying tribute to like the 70s, like psychological horror. The chapter 2 was Pray at Night was the 80s, like let's give our characters more agency, kind of a tone of the 80s slashers.
Yeah. All right. Last one, man.
My worst stuff. So my caveat is I missed some of like the more infamous entries that you're seeing in a lot of other worst of lists. So my worst movie of this year goes out to probably the review that I had the most fun on during this show, and that's Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Oh, Hurry Up Tomorrow.
Oh boy.
Whoa.
Yeah. And why Hurry Up Tomorrow, man?
Because I will be honest, I had a great time watching this in the theater, but rewatching it at home without the like ambiance of a crowd, this was just the dullest, most navel-gaziest, most waste of time that I have seen in this year or damn near my entire career as a critic. Wow. It was like, this movie, it just is bland in all of the wrong ways and is so inept that it is almost fascinating to watch.
The vanity project of the weekend. The weekend, and maybe it's still veneers. Maybe they poisoned in his mind.
The line that pissed me off the most in this movie, you have like a scene of him and Barry Keoghan on like the Weeknd's private jet. It's like, okay, so you tried the acting thing, it didn't work out. Fuck those critics. It was like, no, you do not get to go mad right now. No.
Boy, I like the Weeknd's music quite a bit.
The album, the companion album, the album is great. Tomorrow is a great album.
It's a great song, but keep your day job. I saw The Idol. Keep your day job.
I was ready to give up after I saw The Idol, but I saw the clips on TikTok when this came out. It was like, okay, this shit looks awful. I gotta check this out. And I was just so bored for like the hour and 30 until that scene came on.
Yeah. I mean, good singer, great artist. The Weeknd, one of the best we have out right now. But yeah, maybe the acting it ain't for you. It's okay.
As you have proven multiple times.
Not everybody can be Janelle Monáe. It's all right. It's okay.
Unless the Safdie brothers are directing him, I don't want to see him act again. And even then, he was just playing himself.
Yeah, I mean, they made Kevin Durant an interesting character in Uncut Gems, so they could be capable of anything.
They made Kevin O'Leary look like a great actor in Marty Supreme.
Yeah. But at least you got this scene out of it. That was really good right here. You got that.
What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? I have to go right now. I'm getting cold. I have to catch a flight. I'm on a tour.
Oh man. Hey man, that scene was the scene that kept on giving when that first came out.
That was the gift that kept on giving.
Yeah. Well, all right. It was
like he's supposed to be mad, but he just is giving mildly annoyed. Just zesty and annoyed.
Was that supposed to be it, or
that is it for my worst of.
Okay.
Like, watch at your own peril.